move lower. Today was characterized yet again by a rally in meme stocks. But there's also something in common that these meme stocks have. They all have really high short positions. And if you take a look at the high short interest index that Bloomberg has, you can see that these stocks have done tremendously well from the lows of April. In fact, they're trading around the highest level since August 2023. And yes, it is names like GameStop. Interestingly, AMC is not in this index, but you also have, the likes of Plug Power, NewScale, Lucid, Hertz Global, all of which were up more than 10% today. Of course, GameStop surging up more than 60%. Recall, this is on top of a 74% gain yesterday. And it's fascinating to see this meme rally happen at the same time that crypto is under pressure. You might think that these go together, but maybe a little bit of profit taking from crypto and moving into some of these meme stocks, of which our next guest is a shareholder of a bunch of them. He owns GameStop, AMC, Robinhood, Lucid, Groupon, all of which did very well in the last 2 days. Let's bring in Eric Jackson. He's founder and president at EMJ Capital. Eric, thanks so much for joining me. And I love talking to you because in some ways you get untethered from fundamentals. You've built an AI tool that helps you unearth opportunities generally before they start to outperform. So I'm curious about these meme stock positions. When did you get in them, and are you still holding them?
Yeah, great to be with you, Amber. I think the last time I was on with you, just a few weeks ago now, I was actually short GameStop. I remember us talking about that briefly. So, and that ended up being a, a profitable trade. I think it went from it was around their earnings, and I think it went from 13 or 15 to subsequently it went down to 10, and there was kind of no interest. And obviously things have exploded in the last few days. So
did you cover that short before the last 2 days? I hope so.
Oh yeah. No, I got out. It got down to, I don't know, $10, and I was like, I just can't deal with the brain damage, waking up one day and then suddenly Roaring Kitty is tweeting again, and I'm sitting on a huge loss. So I took my profits, and so I wasn't affected negatively over the last couple of days. I did get into GameStop long yesterday, and I got into some of the other names like AMC and some others we can talk about today. So now obviously these things are taking off. From a bunch of technical perspectives, they're clearly kind of in a bull market. So I'm not religious about this, I'm happy to make money either on the short side or the long side. And I think there's still money to be made now on the long side.
So this is so interesting because, pretty much every money manager comes on and says this is totally untethered from fundamentals. GameStop is just a dismal business. It loses money. There's no turnaround in sight. And here you are pretty openly saying, yeah, I bought it after it was up 75% in one day with sort of confidence. And I guess the why, why get involved with something that's so volatile and untethered from fundamentals?
Well, I see those kinds of managers that come on the TV networks and talk like that as sort of patting themselves on the back about how they're so smart and the rest of the market is dumb. And yet, we're all here to make money. So, let's get down to brass tacks here. And I think there's still a lot of reasons to think that these stocks, even after a 75% up day yesterday and whatever they ended up 60% up today, could go a lot further. I think clearly the Roaring Kitty tweet is a signal that, he certainly, and perhaps others, plan to take an interest in at least GameStop, maybe other meme stocks, and kind of rally the troops again. It's perfectly legal. And if you go back to 2021, this was not just a Monday, Tuesday meme stock event and then gone. It pretty much lasted for all of 2021. Certainly it got concentrated in January, and it kind of had a blow off top, maybe 3 weeks after it started. but then the thing built up again, and it had a even bigger pop in June. So if there's momentum that's going to start to build, and certainly, you have Roaring Kitty kind of back in the mix here, which is important. Just anecdotally speaking, I've talked to a bunch of Gen Zers who are saying, hey, are you following GameStop? Are you following what's going on with AMC? And if those retail investors jump in, and why wouldn't they? They did the last time. This thing could surprise the way it did last time. Certainly it could even go beyond the highs that we saw last time, because there's people have now watched the movie. They know the story. They're a little bit more prone to kind of go open up an account and start trading options or stocks.
But it's not investing, is it, Eric? I mean, it's just kind of gambling in the markets.
Sure. But are you going to argue if you look at your statement at the end of the month and it's up like 80%, 90%?
You talked about, the Gen Z generation talking about Roaring Kitty, and it's significant that he tweeted, even though, I don't know, maybe I'm out of touch. I'd like to think I'm still young, but I couldn't put together any meaning based on all the things that were tweeted. What is the meaning? What is the meaning that's there?
Did you see the movie Dumb Money, Amber?
Yeah. So I guess, those.
I'm not sure how perfectly. The movie was okay. I thought it had a good and bad moments. It kind of lionized Roaring Kitty. It sort of made these retail nurses and college students look like, they can't think for themselves. They just have to know what Roaring Kitty is doing. But the big thing is the guy hasn't been tweeting for 3 years.
Yeah.
So he has not sent a tweet until he sent this one of the guy leaning forward in the chair a couple of nights ago. And so, and he's followed it up with a bunch of other tweets that are a little bit more cryptic, even, for me, Amber. I don't follow all of them, but clearly he's engaged. He's sort of hinting that there's sort of more to come. He's involved. People trust him. They trust that, he had this, more fundamental vision for GameStop. They probably trust him a lot more than Canada's Ryan Cohen, who's kind of tried the activist route with GameStop.
Yeah.
So I think there's, his opinion means a lot, and I think is going to attract a lot of retail investors.
You talk about 2021, and maybe this could even go beyond, but long-term charts suggest that holding for too long, you could be a big loser here. And so I imagine this is a position, Eric, you want to stay very nimble in. How will you know when to sell?
Well, that's some of the other interesting scenes from that movie Dumb Money, is that people were just held on, and certainly Roaring Kitty held on, and in the end it worked out for him. But of course there were many people that it didn't. This thing, these things move like supernovas, so they can go much higher in the next, I would say, week to 10 days than probably you and I could sit here and imagine here today. But then, there is usually these blow off tops, and then the things reverse as quick as they go up. So, but then the momentum can rebuild. And in the case of 2021, it came back even, AMC's 4x, went 4x as high as its January high by June. So, we'll have to see. So we'll have to follow it. There's more people that are looking for this story. There's more people that are into zero-dated options and are familiar with that now, and clearly there are a lot of options trading in these names, and so that means the audience, or the demand for these stocks and could be much bigger than it was in 2021, even though there was all this pandemic stimulus and all that. But there are some things that are different now. The short interest in GameStop is not as high as it was. And I gather it's not as high in some of these other names. Just because a meme stock like BlackBerry, for whatever reason went up, in 2021, I don't think it necessarily means that name is going to see a similar, big run again this time.
Well, I was just gonna, I know you said it's not as high, the short position, but it's still relatively high. A quarter of shares outstanding on GameStop are short, maybe less so after the last 2 days. But that's also coming up as a criteria for outperformance recently. Is that being flagged by, the AI tool that you use as an opportunity to, start picking away at some of these high short interest stocks?
That definitely plays a part. And so we look at a combination of technical factors, more company fundamental factors, things like, how quickly are sales growing or what's happening with gross margins, that sort of thing. And then there are things, that are more specific to the stock, like short interest or share purchases, insider sales, that sort of thing. And so obviously we're not trading on fundamentals with any of these meme stocks. From a technical perspective, like these things are, in a matter of hours have kind of smashed to kind of 52-week highs here. So that's a heavy reason, why, we're long the stocks. But, clearly, like, these are special stocks, and they trade a lot of options. Those options become sort of self-fulfilling prophecies with these stock prices, because the more people buy the options, the out of the money options, especially, the more that the dealers have to go into the market and buy the stock. So it sort of becomes this upwards circle. So now, if Roaring Kitty suddenly went silent, all bets are off, and these things could kind of disappear as quickly as they arrived. But, if it keeps being, featured on the nightly news at night, and people keep talking about it at the water cooler, with their friends, there's no reason why this can't be another kind of multi-week story the way it was in 2021.
It's interesting that on a day like today, and I'm not saying that the AMC or GameStop shareholder probably owns crypto as well, but I assume that they travel in packs and that crypto is down, and it's just been generally melting lower since March. And I know that you the last time I spoke to you, you had a position in Coinbase, and I'm wondering where you stand right now on some of your crypto holdings or crypto in general.
Yeah, I'm still long Coinbase. That's my favorite kind of way to play it. I mean, I have a smaller position in MicroStrategy, which is more a leveraged play on Bitcoin. And I've been in and out of Robinhood because they have obviously crypto exposure. Mm-hmm. But, I made a much bigger bet on the long side today on Robinhood because of this, obviously this renewal of interest in stock trading around these meme stocks. I think, they're going to benefit from the crypto trading as well as this. So you asked me, like, how's this all going to play out? I mean, again, if 2021 is a guide, clearly, like, the meme stock craze spawned kind of interest in other assets, like, it's sort of, and who knows, like, exactly how it worked, but clearly, like, a lot of other tech growth stocks did well in 2021. Now, interest rates were a lot lower than they are today. But you start making money in one area, and it's suddenly like people show an interest in, well, if that made money, maybe I can make some money here. So I think crypto is going to be another beneficiary this year if this interest continues to play out. I think growth stocks in general, will be of interest. I don't know that we're going to go back to sneaker trading, which was also like really popular, or people started collecting watches and all that kind of stuff back then as well. That was probably the sign that, it was time to kind of get to take off all of these positions, that things were getting too crazy. But I think crypto will continue to do well. And if there's greed in the market for some of these stocks, eventually that greed is going to return to crypto.